My name is Tony. I'm a fitness coach and also a nutritionist. I actually work in person and virtual, developing obviously workout programs, nutrition plans to my clients, and also I do enjoy doing in person here in Arizona at the gym. So I was born in November 1976 in Beirut, Lebanon, and that was during the Civil War. The Civil War started in Lebanon in 1975. The Civil War went for 18 years. It was on and off during the time growing up, but I really fell in love with martial arts, Kung Fu. I remember when I was 4 years old sitting at my grandma's old house and we were just hiding from the bombs, and I was watching the movie Way of the Dragon of Bruce Lee, and I just fell in love with it, and I just told my mom I really want to do martial arts. She took me to this school. It was one of the oldest schools in Lebanon. It's called the Golden Dragon. They had their uniforms. My master was one of those toughest master ever, never lost a competition, and I remember, would never forget, I was the first day coming inside the mixed martial art. My sensei asked me to spar with the green belt, which it was my first day. And I remember it took about 10 seconds and I got this kid down. The sensei told my mom, like, I think you should let him compete this Sunday with us in the competition. And she told him, it's Friday and he just started. And he said, I think he will do well. And I remember I still have that certificate, 1988, and I won that competition. I remember just really growing up, it was very tough because it was a civil war. We would go to school for 1 to 2 months, and then we basically would have to go hide in shelters all the time growing up. So it was really hard. It wasn't that easy, but I think that what made me, who I am today. My teacher had about like 500 students sitting in a big basketball field, and he was gonna pick one person to go to China to represent my country, going to the Shaolin Temple, which originated, that's how martial arts was. He called my name, and I would never forget. I was 16 years old. I went to China, to the Shaolin Temple, and I became a monk, and I actually practiced Shaolin Kung Fu for 6 months with the monks. Unfortunately, I had to come back and serve the military service. I think the biggest challenge that I overcome is when I moved to the United States in 2005. I had a language barrier, I would say, because it was very hard for me to understand all the English words. Coming from a third world country to a new culture, and I had no education. I never finished high school because of the war. So I think the biggest thing was like having to go back to school. I remember I would go to GED night classes and I would work all day. Then I went to Mesa Community College, earned my associate, and then I went to ASU and I earned also my bachelor degree. I always was very scared that people would not like me because coming from a different country, I had always that language barrier.